Hello, my name is Sam Levenson. I've got a secret. Do you think you can guess what it is?
From Home Permanent, the new easy home permanent that needs no neutralizer, and White Rain, the fabulous new lotion shampoo that leaves your hair sunshine bright. Present I've Got a Secret, starring Gary Moore.
You out there, my friends. Let me tell you something. Before we start our game tonight, I would like very much to make a statement. You know, a couple of weeks ago on our show, we had an Eisenhower man on as a contestant. Then last week, we had a Stevenson man on, so naturally the listeners are pretty confused about where I stand politically. I want to tell you that I am not ashamed to say what I think, and I take great pride tonight in showing you the emblem that I wear underneath my lapel. Can you see that? See what it says on it? I like buttons. I understand, by the way, that they're holding elections in Russia this year, and their slogan is, "Vote for Stalin. The life you save may be your own." So that startling revelation out of the way, what do you say we get going on another session of I've Got a Secret, the new game that brings out the awful truth about some very nice people just for fun. Now, tonight we have some information about the private lives of some very nice folk, which they are going to try to keep secret from our panel. And now I would like you to meet our wonderful panel. First, a young man who is MC of his own quiz show, Winner Take All, Mr. Bill Cullen. Then the lovely motion picture and television actress, Miss Jane Meadows. Then England's answer to people who make sense, Mr. Melville Cooper. And our bright star of movies and television, Miss Lorraine Day. That is our panel. Lorraine, I was delighted to see that we won another one today. You tell Leo for me. I don't think we can win them all, but I'm sure we can win enough.
I shall tell him.
All right. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to introduce you to a lady with tonight's first. All right, now we're all ready to play our game, I've Got a Secret. How about you, panel? Are you all set?
Yeah.
All right, then let's have our first contestant, please, on tonight. Well, look who's here. Hello. Down, boy, down. Would you tell us, please, what your name is and where you're from?
My name is Barbara Anton, and I'm from North Bergen, New Jersey.
All right, Mrs. Anton. Now, here's how we're going to play the game. Each panelist will get 2 questioning periods of 15 seconds each, but the clock will only time the actual questions, and we take time off for audience reaction and for discussion. When the panelist's time is up, he will hear this sound, and I will pay our guest $10 and turn the game over to the next panelist. Then twice around the panel for a total loss of $80, and the game is kaput. Now, Mrs. Anton, you remind me of your secret. At the same time, we will show it to the folks at home, huh? You really did this?
Yes.
You mind if I move my water over here? Well, I guess everybody's got to have a hobby, huh? All right, now we'll start our questioning off with Mr. Bill Cullen, and I will tell you, Bill, that the secret starts with the word I, and it is something that Mrs. Anton did.
Can I have a free question?
You can't have nothing free here.
How come you moved the water?
You'll find out, old boy.
Did you do this thing that you did you do it more than once, please, ma'am?
No.
Did you do it before you were married?
No.
Is it, is it considered, would I consider it, I wouldn't, but I mean, would ordinary people consider it improper for a single girl to do this?
Yes. Yes, I would say so.
Oh. Is this something that married women do primarily?
Well, I wouldn't say it's what married women do primarily, but it's what married... Yes.
I'm being very beautifully misled here. You did this only once. Now, do married women usually do this on special occasions?
Well, when you say special occasion, Mr. Cullen, do you mean like Christmas and Thanksgiving and like that?
Yeah, New Year's.
No, not a special occasion in that sense, although I will say it, when she does it, it's a night to be remembered.
I want everyone to remember he said that. I did. Could my wife do this, for instance, ma'am? Well, now, here, if assuming she did, would it be likely that I would run around like mad passing out cigars?
Well, you might run around like mad passing out, but not cigars. $10 down, $70 to go, Miss Jane Meadows, please.
Mrs. Anton, this thing that you did it have to do with your marriage directly?
Well, she would have to have been married for this secret to have taken place.
Did it involve directly her husband, the thing that she did?
Yes.
It did. Did it involve, by any chance, your wedding night or your wedding?
No.
It didn't. Would it help me to know the place where it happened?
I don't really think so, no.
Was it a very physical thing that you did? Would it help me to know what part of your body was involved any more than any other part? No?
There's $20 down and $60 to go, Mr. Melville Cooper.
I think I'd like to pass.
Ask a question, you coward.
Come out, you coward. This thing you did with your husband, Mrs. Anton, was it pleasant? No. Unpleasant. Was it anything to do with the honeymoon trip?
No.
Nothing to do with the honeymoon. Was it soon after your marriage?
Yes.
Soon after.
But immaterial.
But immaterial to the secret.
Yes.
Does it happen now?
No.
No. So, dear.
$30 down and $50 to go, Miss Lorraine Day.
Mrs. Anton, does this thing that you did have anything to do with water?
With water?
Yes, you moved your glass of water away from her, and I just wanted to know if it had anything to do with water.
Oh, you mustn't pay attention to the foolish things I do. I would say it happens that very indirectly there's a certain amount of water involved, but...
Would the certain amount of water be a lake or an ocean?
No.
Or a river?
No.
A smaller body of water?
No.
Well, now, I did not... don't let me mislead you. I didn't say it was a body of water.
Would it be rain?
No.
It wouldn't be...
I'm afraid I've misled you, Lorraine. I didn't mean to. I'd forget about the water if I were you.
Well, you said something about everyone has to have a hobby. Would this be classed as a hobby?
It's very non-habit forming, I think. $40 down and $40 to go. The panel is on its last go-round. Mr. Cullen?
Well, we established that this happened with her husband and it wasn't important and all that sort of thing. Could you possibly do this thing to me or to Gary or any of us?
Conceivably, yeah.
Would you be likely to?
No.
Was it on purpose that you did this?
No.
It was an accident?
Yes.
That blows that theory sky high. The thing that you did to your husband accidentally, did it injure him in some way?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you hit him in the eye with your elbow?
No.
At some time.
All right, there's $50 down and $30 to go, and it is time for Miss Jane Meadows.
Mrs. Anton, this thing that you did to your husband was an unpleasant thing, and would it be a liquid other than water involved?
Yes.
Would it be something in the line of poisoning?
Well,
Is
that's
it that
exactly the secret. Mrs. Anton poisoned her husband by mistake.
Oh.
Her husband was lying in the hotel with a headache, and he didn't want to go out for dinner. Mrs. Anton went across the street, and she got him a bowl of clam chowder, which turned out to be terribly poisonous, and the poor man was very ill, and they had to take him to a hospital and have his stomach pumped out. Did you cook dinner for him tonight?
Yes.
When are they holding the services? Thank you very much from Prom for coming down to play our game with us. Thanks so much. Bye, Mrs. Anton. Don't forget the money. Let's then welcome our second contestant to I've Got a Seat. How do you do? Now, your name, please, is what?
Mrs. Shea, the Bronx.
Mrs. Shea of the Bronx, New York. Mrs. Shea, would you whisper your secret to us, please? At the same time, we'll reveal it to the folks at home. All right, well, set to go. We'll start off the cross-examination with Lorraine Day. Miss Day, I will tell you that this secret concerns something that her husband did.
All right. Mrs. Shea, this thing that your husband did he do it recently? Within the last 15 years?
Within the last 15 years.
Within the last 15 years. Is he famous for doing this?
He was well known for it.
He was, yes.
I wouldn't say...
Did he do it more than once?
No,
Just once. Did he do it purposely or was it an accident?
I'm sure he meant to do it.
oh, he did, definitely.
I didn't hear that. Which was it, purposely or an
We
accident?
have to say that what he did was definitely on purpose and with purpose. $10 down and $70 to go, Mr. Bill Cullen.
Well, by the applause, when the secret was there, this thing that your husband did, is it something that you can very well be very proud of?
I could, yes.
Could?
Could and is, because I talked to her before the show and I know.
Did your husband perform some act of heroism?
Yes, he did.
Ooh. Did he receive some particular commendation for what he did?
Yes.
Did he get...
There's $20 down and $60 to go. Wow, the panel is hot tonight. Jane Meadows.
Mrs. Shea, is your husband by any chance in the employ of the government? Is your husband a policeman?
He's in the employ
He's not-
of the government, but no, he's not a policeman.
Is the thing that he did, would it be considered something like capturing a criminal?
No, it was not captured.
No. Is your husband in politics?
No.
He isn't? He did something that was heroic. Did he save somebody's life?
Pardon?
Did he save somebody's life?
No. We'll have to say the answer is no. $30 down and $50 to go, although I must say it resulted in a saving of lives, but that is not mentioned in the secret. Mr. Cooper.
Mrs. Shea, is your husband in the armed forces?
No, he isn't.
Was he?
I'm going to have to... Yes, he was. He was in the
He
army.
was in the armed forces. Was he in Korea?
No, he wasn't.
Was he in World War II?
Yes, he was.
And he was a hero of World War II. What was he in the he wasn't in the army? Well, in the Air Corps?
No, he was in the army, wasn't
He was in the
he?
army.
The army. Yeah, I asked you. The army. He was in the army. In the infantry. In Germany.
No.
Not in Germany.
All right, there is $40 down, $40 to go. The panel last go round. Miss Lorraine Day.
Well, Mrs. Shea, was your husband an officer? In the
He
infantry?
was not at the time, no.
He is now?
Happens that he is, yes.
And he didn't do anything that particularly saved one individual. Would it help us to know, was it a battle he was connected with, any particular battle?
The battle is not mentioned in the secret, but he was in a battle.
And the secret we're trying to find out, what he did, had something to do with this battle?
Well, yes, the secret was a result of this battle in which he was involved. Bill Cullen is sitting on all sorts of pins and needles over here.
And he wasn't in Germany. Was he in Japan?
Was he in Japan? No, he was not in Japan. It was $50 down and $30 to go, and here is Bill Cullen, who's either going to be a hero or a bum in about 10 seconds.
I'm way out in the limb, so I'm going on. Is your husband, was your husband the recipient of the Congressional Medal of Honor?
That's exactly what it was. Her husband was a sergeant at Casino, and he knocked out 3 machine gun nests and was soon commissioned right there on the field. And as a matter of fact, I know you'd all like to get a look at him, so we're going to let him escort Mrs. Shea off the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, with great pride, we present Captain Charles W. Shea. Well, now it's time to have our panel go to work on tonight's special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to present a very wonderful guy, a fine comedian whose entire family is funny, Mr. Sam Levenson. Now, we're going to have our panel start digging for Sam's secret in just... All right, now, panel, let's see how quickly we can expose Sam Levenson's secret. We will play the game as before, except, of course, that the money in this case will go to Mr. Levenson's favorite charity. Now, while Sam reminds me of his secret, we'll let our home viewers know exactly what it is. Well, panel, Mr. Levenson has a very interesting secret. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of it. We'll start the cross-examination with Mr. Bill Cullen, and this is something that Sam does to someone.
Sam,
Yes?
this thing that you do to someone, do you do it on television?
Not yet. But it's a great idea.
Listen, I know all about your background now because I've been watching you for a long time. When you were a high school teacher, did you do this to your students by any chance?
No.
Well, knowing each other as we do, Sam, could you possibly, not you, even whether you would or not, but could you do it to me?
If I had to, I could.
Oh. Here we go again. Hey, Sam, just a minute now. This person you do this to, is it possible that this person isn't a man?
It's possible.
Not a man?
It's possible that it is.
This person you do this to is your wife. Not your wife.
No.
It's not your wife?
No.
Sure you want to go on with this? We got listeners, you know. Well, when whoever this person is that you do it to, is it necessary for you to contact that person in any way?
Yes.
Oh, how do you mean contact, Mr. Cullen? I mean, do you mean...
You mean like... Yeah, that's it.
There's $10 down and $70 to go, but I think we ought to clear this thing up now. I mean, when you say contact, you mean get in touch with? You mean contact mentally, or contact? You mean contact physically?
No, I mean mentally.
Don't care anymore. Then the answer is no. Miss Jane Meadows.
Mr. Levenson, this woman, I assume it's a woman, it is? This someone?
Yes.
Is this woman a famous woman?
No.
I'm afraid, Sam.
No, you wouldn't say it's a woman?
I couldn't say it's a woman, no.
Not a man?
No. Oh, it isn't a woman.
It's not a man, it isn't a woman.
Is it a girl? A child?
Yes.
It's a little girl.
Yes.
Is this little girl your daughter?
Yes.
Is the thing that you do to your daughter a nice thing? It is?
She likes it.
She likes it. Mr.
Are we
Levinson,
still on the air?
is it a very physical thing that you do to her?
It's physical as opposed to mental, yes.
Is there any one part of your body involved in the doing of it?
Not my body, no.
Well, in the sense that part of Mr. Levenson's anatomy is involved, we'd have to say we use body meaning the entire person.
Yeah.
$20 down, $60 to go. Mr. Melville Cooper, who looks quite confused.
I'm very worried about the whole thing, yeah. Tell me, Miss Levinson, is it something that you give your daughter? I don't think You don't give it her? No present of any sort or any remuneration for services rendered in any way? No, she does it for nothing. She does it for nothing. I'd like that. This thing she does for nothing, does she do it every day?
$30 down, $50 to go. I was never more happy to hear a buzzer. Miss Lorraine Day.
Oh, I didn't hear the buzzer, no.
Sam,
Yes.
is your daughter a baby?
She is a baby.
Is she housebroken? Do you change your daughter's diapers?
Sam, thanks so much from Prom Home Permanent for coming down. Give our regards to your daughter, will you? We're very proud to have had you with us.
Thank
Indeed, we have. Sam Levenson, friends. Oh, now, say, remember out there, will you, that if you have got a secret and you want to be on our show, or even if you just want tickets to come see our show, will you please write to I've Got a Secret, CBS TV, 485 Madison Avenue, New York City, New York. Now then, let's welcome our next guest on I've Got a Secret. How do you do, sir? Now, would you tell us what your name is, sir, and where you're from, please?
My name is Paul Drost, and I'm from Hampton, Virginia.
All right, well, now, while Mr. Drost of Hampton, Virginia reminds us of his secret, we will show our friends out there what it is. All right, we'll start the questioning off with Miss Jane Meadows, and this is something that Mr. Drost also did to someone.
Did to someone. Mr. Gross, did you do this to this person more than once?
No.
Just once. Was it a nice thing that you did?
Yes.
It was. Is the person that you
And
did it
no.
to... It is a very nice thing?
And no, I think it's...
Yes and no.
Both.
Is the person that you did it to a woman?
No.
A man?
Yes.
Is the person, by any chance, the man, a famous man?
Yes.
Is he famous in politics?
We can't say that he is famous in politics, no.
Yes.
Was he famous in politics?
He was.
He was.
There is $10 down, $70 to go. Mr. Melville Cooper.
This a man who's famous in politics, is he around your age?
No.
No. Older.
Yes.
Is he still alive?
No.
He's not. Famous in politics in the past.
Yes.
Something you did, is it?
Something that he did, too, this man who was famous in politics.
Was this man who was older than you, was he above you in any place like in school or college? Or was he senior to you? Obviously, much senior, of course.
You mean was he a boss in any
Yeah, I
any sort?
mean, president or something.
Way.
Well, except that actually he was not, you're a boss. You were not under his discipline.
No.
No. $20 down and $60 to go. All right, Mr. Lorraine Day, please.
Was this famous person a president, a former president, a senator,
No.
a congressman?
No.
Was he in federal government at all?
No.
Was he a governor?
No.
There's $30 down and $50 to go. Mr. Bill Cullen.
Was he an American?
No.
European?
No.
Oriental?
Yes.
Yes.
Was he a China? I mean, was he from China? Was he Chinese?
No.
Japanese?
No.
Korean? Indian?
Yes.
India? Was he an Indian Shah? Is it a Shah?
I'm sorry, panel. I've just gotten the word. Our time is all up. We're going to have to reveal Mr. Drost's secret, and of course, we're going to have to forfeit prizes and give him the full $80. Mr. Drost, will you tell our bewildered panel exactly what your secret is?
I once shaved Mahatma Gandhi.
We did. Mr. Gross told me that he once traveled around the world studying various social aspects, social cultures. He stopped to study Gandhi's social movement, and in this place at Gandhi's headquarters where he was, everybody had to do some sort of labor, and Mr. Drost was elected the camp barber, and so he did shave Gandhi. How'd you come out?
Well, I did pretty well, except for one cut. He was very nice about it. When I cut him, he said, I usually allow 3.
Mr. Drost, Prom Home Permanent is very happy to have had you here. Thank you ever so much. Bye-bye. That's all the time we have for our guests and their secrets tonight. Now, in just a moment, I will tell you about the famous celebrity who will be third-degreed by our panel on next week's program. Now, my friends, next week at the same time, our panel will do their best to discover the secret that is being kept by the beautiful Miss Veronica Lake. And there will be other interesting people to channel our experts with their secrets, too. Until that time, may I say goodnight to our panel, Mr. Bill Cullen, Miss Jane Meadows, Mr. Melville Cooper, Miss Lorraine Day. Until we see you then next week.
You're about to enter the password 4. Alan Ludden is your guide to 2 hours of password fun. It all starts next on Game Show Network.